Jogger Killed in Georgia by Tony Perkins. Trayvon Martin has turned over in his grave to make room for another brave young man found on the wrong side of town. Eyes bright, teeth white, skin brown. Jogging in Georgia was once thought to be an innocent form of exercise for the physically fit and those who want to be. But that's all changed with Ahmaud Arbery, a young black boy killed for no reason, well, other than the fact that it's open hunting season on men of color all darker than white. And despite their right to be on any street, they're constantly harassed by white men who greet them with disdain, hatred, and fear. And what's becoming crystal clear is black boys being profiled as criminals and thugs, as gangsters and pranksters and dealers of drugs, dope fiends, druggies, liars, and crooks, and guilty as hell for those who look for any excuse to connect them to crimes. It'll break your heart and blow your mind. But that's the case men of color face as each day they walk out their front doors. They've come to accept that they're in a war, trapped way behind enemy lines, in a country that pays their manhood no mind, unable to fight, run, or escape, their lives being stripped, their souls being raped by a system that's rigged with a biased tilt away from presumed innocence and heavily towards guilt. A jogger killed in Georgia has opened a wound that will heal none too soon. For by the grace of God, there go I. And as quick as a wink, I could die at the hands of some bigot with an itchy trigger finger. And all of me that would linger would be the memories of a black man who lived and died in a country willing to give his murderers the option of home or jail because his skin was bleached and pale. And if they were cops, or used to be, you can best believe they'll go scot-free. So Trayvon, move over. You've got a new mate who, like you, was killed because of hate for brothers of color by men of light hue. And Trey, what I've hesitated to tell you is your death wasn't a lesson this country wanted to learn. And racial profiling is still a concern for people of color, black, red, and brown, in cities and suburbs, villages and towns all across the great US of A. Right-wingers and supremacists are getting away with outright murder on America's streets. And the majority's lives, they don't miss a beat.
But you also had people that were very fine people on both sides.
And justice, that whore has taken more of her sweet time to even the score. Justice delayed is justice denied. And while the families of the victims cry out to the state, the government and courts, men of color are being killed for pleasure and sport. Hey Trey, I know your space is getting crowded with the bodies of our boys who've been enshrouded in cases of mistaken identity, killed by guns and bigotry. Hey Trey, can you spare some sympathy? 'Cause I'm scared the next black man will be me.